While we already know how the potential landscape looks in terms of the 2022 season, when we're looking at the secondary for the Philadelphia Eagles, I wanted to take a little deeper dive into the situation that we could potentially have when it comes to contract expirations, potential restructures, expirations of prove it deals, so on and so forth, because it looks pretty interesting to me going forward. What is going on, Bird brothers and sisters alike? Lindy Endzone is in for the touchdown, taking the lead for the Philadelphia Eagles, one video at a time. And while in the beginning here, there's a little bit of housekeeping that I want to personally get out here. And well, as me being human and, the idea that, well, sometimes I don't advertise this enough, but as me being Lindy Endzone, also a half of the Linc'd In podcast over on Philly Jim's channel alongside Sideline Sports Network. Well, I think it'd be, I think if I were to speak for Jim, he would say he's the better half of that podcast, predictably so. But nonetheless, no, I mean, all jokes aside, the two of us are doing a fantastic job over there. If we can pat ourselves on the back with that, because like I've been saying, it's an awesome experience. Like if we do say so ourselves. Aside from that, I also wanted to, give out another big thank you to Philly Mike in, a successful episode 16 of Touchdown Talk over on my channel here. If you did not see the episode, Philly Mike paid a visit for the first time. It was an awesome experience. We went, almost an hour and a half, really, doing a little bit more of a breakdown of the roster construction and, what we can look forward to in terms of battles through training camp and so on and so forth with the Eagles. So if you did not get any glimpses of the conversation and want to listen to it again, I will leave a link to that at the end of the video so you can stop on by and watch me make a couple of the mistakes in there. Thinking it was a Monday when it was actually yesterday, which was Tuesday, and completely botching at that point the AJ Brown trade. But yeah, we we make mistakes sometimes. But other than that, you guys already know the deal. Let's get into the conversation here. So with that, like I said, 2022 has us in, if I can think of a word for it, this upcoming season, we obviously have excitement with the way that the team is looking in terms of their improvement at specific positional groups that, well, we have been asking for an upgrade for quite a long time. That includes the cornerback position, the linebackers, the safety spot, if you will, although they're not, big notable names. There's still, there was still some addressing there, although there's some of us that wanted that to happen in the draft, but that's not here nor there. But really honing in on this cornerback position, and I just wanted to take a little bit of an extra step forward in seeing where it leaves us post 2022. We would eventually be in a situation where, a guy like Big Play Slay, Darius Slay, will be on the last year of the extension that he was given. He is up for 2023, which he comes in at a cap hit of $26 million. And at that point, I think he would be approaching 33 years old. I think he'll be 32 at that point, with his birthday being in January. So, the Eagles have an interesting decision there, upcoming. being a 4-time Pro Bowler in himself. And at this point right now at 31, he doesn't seem to be on any kind of decline. So the Eagles are going to have a decision there, when it comes down to it. And him being one of the few remaining veterans in the cornerback room, alongside bringing in James Bradbury, we seen Avonte Maddox get his extension, which he is good through 2027. So aside from Slay and Maddox right now, there's some question marks that we would eventually have to fill with guys, being claimed off the waiver wire, such as Jimmy Moreland. You look at you look at a draft pick in Zach McPherson, the kind of jump that he can, or, that he may or may not make. Trades such as Kerry Vincent Jr. and Tate Gowan. You look at undrafted free agents where, for instance, they gave a little bit of a guarantee to Mario Goodrich. You look at Josh Jobe, Andre Sachere for special teams, Josiah Scott, Craig James. There's, you're looking at 14 corners. You're looking at 14 corners there. And, well, aside from the big three that we're working with right now for 2022 in Slay, Maddox, and James Bradbury, well, I mean, where does that leave the Eagles past this season? I think it's an interesting conversation to have, and nonetheless, it's not something that we exactly have to worry about right now. But it's definitely something to consider going forward when, we have been in positions and talking about, we've been wanting the Eagles for how long now to try and home grow some of their talent instead of relying on the free agency pool as often as they have to try and patch some of these holes. And, and you look at some of these guys that they're trying to bring in, this younger generation of players, and, trying to reset the regime, if you will, and seeing what we can get out of the youth that we were able to drop on average for the team as a whole, and getting off of those veterans and trying to inject a youthful atmosphere into the football team. So, I mean, I just wanted to bring that up real quick, and you guys let me know your thoughts down in the comments on this. I mean, Slay's going to have to ended up looking at a restructure. He's going to count for $26 million against the cap next year. You look at a prove-it deal in James Bradbury. You look at a waiver claim in Jimmy Moreland, and so on and so forth, like I've explained a few minutes before. But guys, let me know your thoughts down in the comments on this. I thought it'd be an interesting conversation to have, that we're so locked into 2022, but come the next year or so, doesn't seem to be all that clear. You know what I mean? But like I said, everybody, I'm going to get out of here. Appreciate y'all's time. But of course, at the end of the video, do be sure to give episode 16 a touchdown talk, a quick glimpse in the conversation between Philly Mike and I. Big shout out to him. That's 2 of the 3 Battle Birds, a part of that podcast that I have had on the channel. And, although I've not done really any work at all with Philly Fresh, and, leaving an open invitation to that. So maybe I'll have all 3 from the Battle Birds podcast on the channel at one point. Would like to get some collaborations with not new in general, but Philly content creators that haven't been on my channel yet. And that's something that I have wanted to try and accomplish with Touchdown Talk. Every episode up to this point, and 16 episodes in, I've had a different Eagles content creator on. So, if you would like to be the next one for episode 17, let me know down in the comments or reach out to me on Twitter. And with that said, everybody, like I said, let me know your thoughts in the comments section about the cornerback position past the 2022 season. And with that, I'll be seeing you guys later. Fly Eagles fly, bleed green. You already know the deal. Take care of yourselves, everyone, and I will see you next time.